Minsu's phone rang. It was Sonjin. She quickly answered, but the restaurant was too noisy, so she excused herself to take the call in the bathroom. She told Yuna she would be back in a few minutes and walked away. Yuna sat there touching her head as she felt a bit dizzy. She tried to stand up, but fell back into her chair. Unable to control herself, she passed out on the table. As she lay there, a strange man walked in, grabbed her from her chair, and carried her out. When Minsu returned from the bathroom, she found Yuna missing. She sat down, assuming Yuna had also gone to the bathroom. As time passed, she grew suspicious. She went to check the bathroom, but Yuna was not there. She asked the waiters if they had seen her, but they said no. Panicking, Minsu ran back to her table, grabbed her cell phone, and tried calling Yuna. The phone rang from her purse, signaling that she had left it behind. Minsu rushed outside to look for her, but found nothing. She immediately called Sonjin and explained everything, hoping Yuna was safe wherever she was. Later that night, Sonjin and Minsu sat at the police station in distress as Minsu gave her statement. The police officer told them they had to wait 24 hours, and if Yuna did not return, they would officially file a missing person report. Sonjin grew furious upon hearing this, arguing that Yuna had left her belongings behind, which was not normal. The officer explained that situations like this often happened, and that missing girls were sometimes found with their boyfriends. Enraged, Sonjin shot to his feet, insisting that if the police were not going to help, he would find his sister himself. He stormed out of the station, and Minsu followed. Outside, Sonjin told Minsu he would take her home before searching for Yuna. Minsu wanted to go with him, but he insisted she go home, not wanting to risk losing her too. Minsu nodded in agreement, and they both got into the car and drove off. Yuna was in a dark room, tied to a chair, still unconscious. The strange man looked at her for a moment before walking out. Kim arrived shortly after, approaching him to ask if he had taken the girl. The man confirmed, and Kim smiled, thanking him for his work. She entered the small room, but upon seeing Yuna instead of Minsu, she was shocked. Frustrated, she stormed outside and confronted the man, telling him he had kidnapped the wrong girl. The man explained that she had instructed him to take the unconscious girl. Angry, Kim told him it was supposed to be the other girl. She warned him that Yuna came from a powerful family and that he had better release her. Handing him some money, she walked away in frustration. The man returned to the room and found Yuna awake. When she tried to scream, he told her no one would hear her. She asked him what he wanted and begged to be let go, but he simply told her that since she was from a wealthy family, she should call them and say she had been kidnapped. He moved closer, demanding she recite a number for him to call. Without hesitation, Yuna did as he said. Meanwhile, Woo-bin sat alone at a bar, staring at his cell phone, hoping for a message from Minsu. There was nothing. He thought about how much he missed her and how much he needed to talk to her. Just as he was about to text her again, his phone rang. The number was unfamiliar, but he answered. Yuna's voice came through, telling him she had been kidnapped and that the kidnappers wanted money. He chuckled, assuming she was playing one of her usual tricks, and dismissed her, telling her to stop joking and do her homework before hanging up. A moment later, his phone rang again. This time, it was Sonjin. When Woo-bin answered, Sonjin told him that Yuna was missing and that he suspected she had been kidnapped. He asked if Yuna had come to see him, but Woo-bin said no. After Sonjin hung up, Woo-bin thought back to the call he had received. Realizing Yuna had not been joking, he immediately shot to his feet and stormed out of the bar, furious and determined to hunt down whoever had taken her hostage.